Hey friends, what's up and welcome back to the channel. So today I kind of wanted to just take you guys through a quick update I made in my planner. I'll go into like some good detail in it. I usually do like a end of month flip, but I thought I would share that I made some updates to my family section. So if you're familiar with my planner system in my personal rings, you know, usually my family section is usually like towards the back of my planner. Well, I decided to move it up, and I decided to make my family section not just really like my family section, but I've been wanting like a home management or a homestead section in my planner just to kind of help with organization. And I'm also going to show you guys this binder I have that has to do with like recipes and things of that nature. But I'll kind of go into detail with this section as well. So I did keep some of the family stuff in it, but because this is like my home management section, I did move over some things that were in my list section. So put my favorite dinners in here, and I'm going to be adding and growing this list. So I may be rewriting it, and then, you know, my Trader Joe's favorites. And I have my master grocery list. This is what I'm using to like every week when I grocery shop. I kind of go through this list to see what we need and what we don't need. But here comes the changes. I moved into a new job, and so I will only be paid monthly. My husband is paid bi-weekly, so essentially typically 3 paychecks a month. So I was, you know, thinking, and I was like, you know, if I could not grocery shop every week, that would be fantastic. So what I decided to do, I'll skip this and go back to it, is I'm really big on meal planning. I think meal planning and knowing exactly what you need at the grocery store really does help with your budget. But I was meal planning like basically Saturday to Friday, because that was how I was grocery shopping. I wanted to try something different for October. So I think it was like last weekend. So probably like the week of the 8th of this month, I decided to do a monthly meal plan, because I also felt like we were in like kind of like a food rut where we were eating like the same stuff over and over again. So with that being said, I made a monthly meal plan. I did search several recipes like on Google and things of that nature, but I made a monthly meal plan. And so what I did to support the monthly meal plan is I made out a grocery list for this week of what we need to make the meal plan. And then I also made a grocery list for next week for what we need for the meal plan. But I also need to add some of this stuff for the 29th, 30th, and 31st, and probably through that week. So I'll have to start meal planning for November as well. So yeah, anyway, that's what I decided to do, was to try the monthly meal planning. I think it will streamline some processes for me and make my life a little bit easier. So I will make a meal plan based off of like my grocery trip. So my plan is to, once like I'm testing it out, it's like a beta run for the remainder of October, is I'm testing out to see, you know, I know like I'll have to like go to the grocery store to buy milk and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I'm going to test it out and see if I can buy 2 weeks worth of groceries as opposed to 1 week's worth of groceries, and see if I can get it to last us. So that's where like the master grocery list comes into play. So what I decided to do, and you guys may be like, oh my gosh, this is so much, is I have a binder, and this is like my recipe book. I've been like slowly building this over like the past few months, where I just print recipes and stick it in a binder. I'm kicking it old school, friends, with the binder. I used to do a ton of stuff in my binders. So what I did was I went through our cupboards and I made a pantry inventory. So I know exactly what we have on hand for the most part, things that I don't typically buy. Number one, it's going to help with my meal planning, but also number two, it's going to help with like making my grocery list every week. I also did a freezer inventory of things that, so that I, again, supports my meal plan, but I also know what we have on hand. So I'm not scrambling through my house trying to see what's needed. Now, there's certain things that I have to buy every time I go to the grocery store, stuff for my kids' lunches and all of that stuff. But having this to reference, and then I just update it every time I grocery shop, I can kind of have an idea of what we have on hand. This is helping with like home organization and that type of thing. And then in here, in these sheet protectors, I have, and I find all my recipes on Google. Like, I don't even use Pinterest, guys. I just type in what I'm looking for. I keep these in clear sheet protectors. And so I just kind of have like this recipe, all these different recipes that we plan to try. And then I'll continue to grow this. And if we like something, then I usually like tweak it. I don't follow recipes exactly, but then I usually tweak it to, if we like it, and then it goes on to our favorite dinners list. So which is why I said, like, I feel like this list is going to grow. So that's number one. So again, it's another home management thing. I moved my cleaning routine in here. I'm still kind of tweaking this. So I probably need to rework it. And then just some other like home stuff that I need. You know, like the stuff I want to buy, and then my declutter stuff. And you guys, guess what I did? If I can find my pen, I lost my pen. Of course I did. I found it. Okay, I did do my girls' clothes. Yahoo. Okay, so I do have like my home, you know, stuff here. But I also, you guys, the holidays are coming up. So we're looking at Christmas. Christmas, for me, I try to be as organized as possible with Christmas. And Melissa Notes is coming out with this. When I'm filming this, it's not released, but she announced today that this bundle, it's like 100 and something pages. It is very comprehensive, and this is just a small amount of what's in here. But I like to plan a lot for Christmas, and I start planning for Christmas, like actual things that we're doing in October. I love Christmas time. So this is the autumn winter planner. Now there's also like stuff for like Thanksgiving and things like that, but I don't host Thanksgiving. I typically don't host Christmas, but I feel like Christmas requires a lot of planning. So I just, you know, cuteness, some notes. I have a calendar here. So as you guys know, like I work in the school system. So I'm usually off for 2 weeks during winter break. And my husband is off as well. So that's when I like to plan like different activities with the girls and things like that. So I plan to use this calendar to note like any activities that are going on in the community, or things that we want to do during our break that would be enjoyable, fun family activities. I also have like this Christmas bucket list. So I just thought it would be cool to like list out events to attend, things to make. So we always do Christmas cookies and decorate them, movies to watch. We have our like go-to like favorite Christmas movies, family traditions, and then places, areas to decorate. I also have a checklist, and I plan to use this to keep up with. My big thing every year is I either don't buy enough or I buy too much wrapping paper, gift boxes, bows, decorations, that type of thing. So I want to be a little bit more organized this year and keep a running list of like, you know, if we need something, check it off, and then keep inventory of what we have. So I have some of those printed. I just thought these were cool. These are notes and gratitude pages. And then this is like wish lists. So as my girls are saying things that they might want for Christmas, I'm noting them. But another thing that I'm really wanting to do, I'm hoping they're not hearing me, is I think it's like last year for Christmas, for example, or before Christmas, we went to Helen, Georgia. And it's like they go all out for like, it's like a little Christmas town in Georgia. And it was really enjoyable. And like my kids do not remember a thing that they got for Christmas last year, but they sure do remember that trip. And so husband and I are talking a lot about, do we want experiences versus things? Because the experiences are what they remember. So anyway, we talked about kind of keeping costs low, and maybe instead of just buying items, like doing more like things that they can experience, I guess. So I'm just working on some Christmas lists, and even things like for hubby. This is more gift ideas. So I'm noting stuff down as they tell me. And then once I start kind of finalizing the list, I can like work out the budget section. So I just think that that will be very helpful. And I may not need all of these inserts, but I have them ready to go in case I need them. And then the rest of my family section is the same. I have like my kids' school tracker, their school calendar, childcare expenses, health blogs, that type of thing. But again, this has become, like I was saying, my home management section. It's just things like that as much as I love planning, I don't want to spend my whole life planning and not actually like living my life. So for me, it's just, what can I do to be more efficient? What are some things that I can put in place to create efficiency? And one of those is potentially like, let's go ahead and knock out our meal plan for the month. Let's stick to it. Let's have like an inventory list of what all we have at the house, and let's work from there. So I already completed this grocery list. I'll be working on this one, but I need to make some updates to it and work on the November meal plan. But I feel like having this system in place, again, I'm testing it out. We've done fairly well with it for a full week. Well, if I started it on the 8th, I mean, yeah, we've done it for a full week and it's worked quite nicely. So as long as like we can maintain like discipline and stick with this, I think all of this will be helpful. I also think like planning for Christmas ahead of time and knowing exactly what we need not only will make Christmas an enjoyable experience for us and the family. It's my favorite time of year, but also it'll help, help with our budgeting. So anyway, that is what I have going on in my family section. Again, I have been incorporating some more binders, like just old school, like 1-inch binders in a lot of different areas of life. I'm just doing things again to create efficiency in my life. Because we're busy, we're constantly running. And so anyway, that's how I'm doing things. And I'll keep you guys posted on how it's working. And if it ends up working, again, I'm testing this. So, I can't say with 100% certainty that it's working, but I always like to share with you guys kind of like what I'm doing ahead of time. And if I sat here during a flip and spent 12 minutes talking about all of this, my flip would have been ridiculously long. I am also considering removing my content section, but because I'm not referencing it, but that's another project for another day. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video to be helpful or at least informative, and hopefully gave you guys some ideas about streamlining processes in your life. But yeah, if you have any questions, comment those down below. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye.